Hello, folks. Hey, we got something special today. It's well, you can maybe recognize it. It's not that long, eh?
That's what she said.
That's my son there. He's talking about the family jewels there. This I've seen the longer versions, but this is a shorty. There's a story behind where I found this. Okay, first of all, talking about this tool here, it's called a picaroon, I think, even though it's short. This is over 100 years old. It was made by blacksmiths, yeah, at E.B. Eddie's in Ottawa. They used to have in the old days, in the 1800s and the early 1900s, they had a blacksmith shop, and they made this. Now, how I become to own this? There was a place, it was abandoned, eh? We used to call that the dungeon, but that wasn't the proper name. But this was a part of the mill where it wasn't active, and you'd go in there. It was pitch black, dark, and they used to have the logs used to go into a canal, and it was a lower part of a building, and the 4-foot wood would go into this building into the canal. And then the guys would have these, and they'd poke at the wood, bring it forward over the little wall where the water was, and then they'd stick the chunk of wood in between a big stone and the floor, and the stone was turning. There's a dam, and there's a turbine, water-driven turbine on the other side of the wall.
Turbine,
and they used to have, I think the shaft was about a foot big, and they used to drive these stones, eh? And there was drive lines too, would drive other stuff, but anyways, these stones would turn, and they'd turn against the wood, and it'd shave it down to pulp and fiber. And that's how they made fiber to make pulp paper. But anyways, this was used to draw the wood. And we still see there's some companies that make them, and there's guys, I even seen a guy on YouTube make one with an axe, true axe, eh? But it was wide around here. But he took an axe and he just made the pick part of the axe, and it looked pretty good. But this here, if you want to take a look at it, this part that goes around looks like it's just a strap, and this is the pokey part here has been welded. See, they used to put some stuff, like you can tell right here, eh?
Don't move too much.
There was 2 pieces, and then they'd bash this into this piece, and then this was hardened. They made it red, and they beat it into place, but this was welded. And take a look at this. I don't think that the handle is too much of a good fit, but come here. I'll show you right inside here. You can see the grooves.
Don't move.
Just inside here, you can see the grooves that were on this piece here, okay? And another thing too that I want you to remark is they put a little bit of wire. The reason for that, I don't quite know. But they put this wire, and they have tacks that hold it in place. See this last one here? This tack here? It went around the wire, and then they just drove it in. But that holds that copper wire in place. I guess it prevents the handle from splitting. This handle is the same age as that. And
Tell the folks how you found it.
I'm poking around. There's vertical beams, eh? So I says, if somebody wanted to hide something in here, they'd put it in H-beams, eh? So they'd put it in behind the H-beams, eh? So I went around all the beams, eh? And I'd poke around. I could have put my hand on a rat. Eh? I thought of that after, but I didn't. But I got to one of the beams and boom, I felt something. Eh? I took it out and I look at this. I said, my God, that's mine. Somebody told me that this, because of its age, and because it was made by one of J.R.Booth's, that's the guy that used to own EB80s in Ottawa, and that may belong in a museum. But right now it's not in a museum, it's in Gator's garage. It's part of this place, okay, this EB80s mill. They used to make shovels, wooden shovels, in yesteryear. I'm talking 1800s, okay? And they made pails, wooden pails, and there was something else that I seen samples of that. But anyways, they made small picaroons too, because I have one. But they don't have that in the museum. If you guys are ever interested, you check out J.Booth.
Boot.
J.R. Booth in on the internet. You just check out his name. You'll see that this guy lived the long life, and he was the wood baron, they call him, of Canada. This guy, I think he had a lot of influence with the politicians here in Canada in yesteryear, and I'm sure they'd oblige him in many ways. But anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's the story on the picaroon, how I acquired it. And I don't know if someday it will ever be in a museum. For now, it's...
My museum.
yeah, Gator's son's museum. So that's it, folks. That's the story on that one. So I salute you all. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not. And another thing, too, comments are welcome, and I'll give non-generic answers to your comments. So, as we always say, we'll see you in the next one.